Hello, and welcome to a year-end special edition of my ArundelBiz podcast. I'm Grayson Orfe.
And I'm Allison Akers. We are your hosts from Arundel Economic Development. And today we're just going to kind of wrap up this absolutely insane year. I feel like this year has been 5 years into one.
Absolutely. I mean, it's I think at the beginning of 2019, once we got to the end of it, everybody was like, oh, 2020, we're ready for it. And then it came, and boy, did it come.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, you're telling me. I mean, if we look back to Ink Generation was our first one. We were just talking about how that was in January, and it felt like years ago.
Yeah, I know. And it just feels like, it feels like it's like a different time back then. I remember I was watching TV with my wife, and there was this character. He was going through a grocery store, and I was like, wow, do you remember a time where you didn't have to have masks on? Like, do you remember a time where certain people didn't have gloves on and stuff like that? So it was, it's crazy, but I definitely feel like, we'll get back to that time. I definitely want to just encourage people out there, encourage our viewers that we're going to get back to that time, and hopefully so we'll just be able to once again go out and do the things that we need to do. So, hopefully we'll get there. But just looking back on this year, it's been amazing. I have a newfound respect for all teachers.
Oh yeah.
Because I'm homeschooling 4 children.
Oof.
All of which at the beginning of 2020 weren't smarter than me. Now at the end of 2020, they're smarter than me. They're pretty much producing this episode right now. I got my son in the background, like, hey dad, action. Okay.
Hey, they're learning life skills.
Exactly.
I think everybody can say that they've learned some new life skill this year.
Oh, absolutely. So, it's been a very strange year, but we're here, and we've got to make the best of it, and we got to pull together, and we got to get through it. So
absolutely.
Yeah. What about you?
I mean, I have loved seeing the whole community come together. I mean, there's just been there's a lot of negativity out there, but there's so much good out there, and there's so much going on around our Anne Arundel County that has just been so positive. And it's been great for Anne Arundel Economic Development to have a part of that, and to just for this podcast to be able to highlight a lot of those stories. I mean, if we look back at this year, we were in person for the beginning of our podcast, but then we switched to virtual, just like everybody else has done. We had to pivot as well. And look at some of the incredible stories that have come out. Oh, maybe we can look back and let's remember who we've interviewed this year.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And I mean, I really feel like just seeing all those things pretty much put together, and just seeing how we've been able to pivot and go virtual, and the amazing stories that have come out of just all the businesses and just us as a community banding together. I mean, it's been amazing, and it really does your heart good just to see just the help and just the way that people have kind of banded together and been able to really get each other through this.
Absolutely.
One of the great stories is what you got in your hand right there, that beautiful mask.
This was one of my favorite interviews that well, there were a couple of my favorite interviews, but this was one of my favorite interviews. We talked to Steve and Joan St. Amour, who started the Montana Mask Initiative.
Yeah.
They brought together an entire community of 3D printers just through partnerships. They printed these masks.
That is great. It's great.
And they gave them out to first responders and the hospital workers. I mean, what a cool story. And that was actually our first virtual podcast
Yeah.
that we did.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And the technology behind it, man. Oh, we were learning on the fly.
Oh, I know. Yeah. I think we've perfected it a little bit better, but yeah,
Yeah.
that one was
Yeah.
touch and go.
But I mean, I tell you the truth. I mean, it's been great. It's really been great. And that was one of those stories that really showed you how Anne Arundel County as a community actually comes together, especially as a business community. A lot of, and I'm not trying to, talk about anybody else, but I found that in Anne Arundel County, businesses have really been able to come together to just be able to be a support to one another, and just to
Mhm.
be able to say, you know what, we're going through this. How can we help?
Just
What
like
can we do?
Matt Reese, one of our most recent
Absolutely.
ones of
Black
Black
Anchor.
Panther. Oh my
Yep.
gosh, he
Yep.
is so cool, so
Oh,
connected to the community. I
yes.
mean, they started Stronger Together.
Yep.
Maybe do you remember that? You can touch on
Oh,
it.
absolutely. Stronger together. It was so awesome talking to Matt, because Matt, when you look at people and you see what they do, sometimes you kind of pigeonhole that person into, oh, he's just a t-shirt guy, or he just does this. But just to see just the initiative that he had with the Stronger Together, with being able to just to pull all of his resources together, just to be able to fund it, to be able to have.
That gave back to restaurants. It gave back to workers.
Yes,
Yeah,
and it was so great, and it was also great to hear his story and to hear his background.
yeah,
And that was, I mean, really, that's really the reason why we do the podcast. It's really
absolutely.
because a lot of times you see business owners and you see these businesses, but you don't have the background and you don't have the stories that are attached to it. You see the logo, you see, what they do, and that's pretty much it. You go
Or you
in
don't
for a
even see the
service and you get
owner.
it. Yeah, exactly, exactly. And just to be able to hear these guys talk and just really give a background to what they do, it really brings heart to their business. And it's the best thing in the world. It's the best
Yeah,
thing in the world. So
yeah.
yeah.
And then I guess talking about restaurants, do you remember just before the pandemic, we
Hmm.
sat down with Anthony Clark of Irish
Yes.
Restaurant Company, and we were all prepared to launch this fun
Oh,
St.
absolutely.
Patrick's Day episode, and we were
Boom.
smacked with the pandemic.
Yep.
We were all quarantined at home.
Yeah.
I remember just trying to upload it onto my computer, and it took all day because
Yes.
my house wasn't just prepared for everybody being at home during the pandemic. But
Oh,
that was that
absolutely.
was another really interesting story. And Anthony, even before the pandemic hit, Anthony talked about how
Yeah.
they're always prepared for the next thing coming, and they're always looking forward and looking ahead and how they can be different. And
Yeah.
I've been keeping track of them during the pandemic, and they are really getting creative about how, I mean, I bought a whole bunch of bottles of eggnog, and I had their eggnog ice cream that I tried this
Oh,
year. I bought that for Thanksgiving. So they've been
yeah.
a really cool story as well.
Yeah, absolutely. I remember he was telling us the story about the snowstorm
Yeah.
that that xed out their St. Patty's Day that one year. So I mean, it's just amazing. We were there, and I remember filming it. And while we were filming, they started to talk about, I just kind of heard in the background, okay, what do we do if this happens? What if we
Hmm.
do if this happens? And it felt like a rumor at the time that
Right.
we were, doing everything. And then just to see it really progress and go, to where we kind of were afraid that it was going to go to. But I just got to say, Anne Arundel County, man, definitely came together. Definitely came together, especially the restaurants.
I
So
mean,
been
yes, and the restaurants, our heart absolutely goes out to you. I mean,
absolutely.
it's such a tough industry. It has been
Yes,
hit hard this year, and I mean, it's a resilient industry though, and
absolutely.
they absolutely have our backing. And we encourage everyone to get as much takeout as possible during this time.
Yes, yes. Trust
Leave a
me.
good review. share their business on social media, get
Yes.
takeout, buy gift cards. There are still ways that you can support your favorite restaurants.
Absolutely, especially through the takeout, like just being able to, you still have that restaurant feel is not there right now, but that doesn't mean that these people are not still working and they're not still, cooking great food and I mean, I'm telling you, it's a different experience, but at the same time, it really has brought us together. And I just really feel like we are going to get through this. We are going to get through this. So
and
yeah.
speaking about different experiences, we also sat down with Alexis and Casey Jenkins
Yes.
from Humdinger Productions.
Yes.
Talk about a company that has really pivoted. They moved from events and music production and concerts to providing restaurants and restaurants and businesses with the plexiglass, with outside signs, with everything that they need to become a safe business.
Yeah,
So,
especially the one thing that was awesome with them was that they had the doorknob that you actually use with your elbow, and you're able, like that stuff like that. I mean, it's just it's mind blowing. It's great. By the way, Humdinger, I'm sorry, I still need my mixtape made. Okay, okay. MC Economic Development. All right, gonna get that going. Okay, I hear the booze already.
I'll provide backgrounds with my Jingle Bell necklace. We'll do a holiday edition.
Listen, we can totally do it. We can totally do it. I'm ready for it.
I even have my Santa hat ready.
Yeah. Oh man, you're all decked out. See.
Yep. We still have to have some kind of holiday cheer.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. And listen, and especially with shopping and the way that things are going, trust me, one, I need to shop safe. I'm definitely going to shop local because these delivery fees. So I got 4 children, so I got to start pulling stuff together. I mean, I started shopping this summer, so I was ready. I was definitely ready.
So I guess on that note, why don't we bring in Rosa Cruz from our office? She is the Vice President of Communications. Rosa, thanks for being with us.
Hi, Grace and Allison. Thanks for having me on today. I appreciate it.
So we were just talking about shopping local, and I know that our office over the summer did a promotion to shop local, shop safe, shop ArundelBiz. And maybe you can kind of talk about what we've done in the background and how we've pivoted even our office.
Yeah. Right. So the Shop Safe, Shop ArundelBiz campaign that we launched a few months ago was really sort of at the tail end of what we were seeing and what we were hearing from businesses about all the steps that they are taking to promote contactless engagement and to bump up their technology use and their customer engagement. And this is, I don't know, probably 2 or 3 months after we implemented the Customer and Employee Protection Grant Program. And that was open to all businesses under 50 employees. And it was a grant of up to $10,000. And it was really around the time, June and July, where some of the on the state level and the local level, the economy was being reopened. So a lot of these business needed to really put in barriers and different health and safety for their employees and their customers, right? And that costs money. So that grant program helped them with being able to afford, new computers, maybe a new website, a new point of transaction systems, and to really engage their customers that way. We even had some applicants who took some of that money and used it as a down payment to new work trucks or delivery vehicles, which was great. So we were able to help businesses kind of set up for sort of the new economy and the new normal of how they're going to be engaging their customers. And we did that through what we call the CEP program, which is Customer and Engagement Grant. And we gave out probably about a little over $5 million to almost 580 businesses in the county to help them get sort of up and running.
Yeah,
So
that's
that's
started. That started in the spring.
Yeah, right. So behind the scenes, our team at Arundel Economic Development has sort of helped out and supported the community through distributing grants that we get from the county to them to be able to pivot their business operations.
Yeah, so there have been a couple of grant programs that we've done. I think we thought way back in the beginning, oh, this is going to be great. This will be our first grant, but I don't think we didn't anticipate all the other grants that we've now been a part of as well.
Right. So one of the things I think that people don't quite understand about what an economic development office does is we do a lot of engaging the businesses and getting feedback as to what their challenges are, but also advocating for them. Mm-hmm. So after the CEP grant program closed, we were then hearing from childcare providers who were saying that they were struggling and they lost a lot of their enrollment. And then when the economy did start to reopen, their enrollment was still sort of in flux a little bit. So childcare is definitely a business sector that is very important to make sure that these businesses continue, because when the economy fully opens up, where are families going to go for quality childcare? So we went to the county, we worked with them and talked to them about the challenges that childcare providers were facing. The county gave us $3 million from their CARES fund allotment to distribute. And we gave grants of up to $50,000 to home care providers, but also some of the larger daycare facilities. And if you think about this, there's a little over 400 licensed childcare providers in Anne Arundel County, and we were able to help, close to 75% of them, about 275 of them. So that made us feel good that we were able to help those and support childcare businesses in our county.
Yeah. I would say one aspect of our team that I hope that businesses know, but maybe isn't always out there, is that we really connect with the businesses, and we are doing this because we care. We really care, and we want them to get the help that they need. We want to be an advocate. So just know that we are always working behind closed doors to be an advocate for our businesses.
Yeah, absolutely. And also, I'm sorry, Rosa, go ahead.
No, go ahead, Grayson.
Well, I was going to say, because, we're really part of the community, you know what I mean? And we're really understanding how the businesses and the community really interact and how we actually hold up one another. You know what I mean? By either providing the services or receiving the services. I mean, it's really an understanding now. It's more of a heart to the mission that we have now, which is great, So I'm sorry, go ahead, Rosa. What were you going to say?
No, I just agree with you. I agree with your comments and your sentiments. And even when I leave the office, which I don't really leave the office since I work from home now, but when I do go out in the community as a mom, as a wife, as the head of a household, and I do my shopping, I'm really just sort of cognizant of a lot of things when I go out there, and I do try to patronize small businesses. And even in this holiday shopping season, my gift giving has sort of changed, where I'm thinking of somebody's favorite restaurant, and then I'll go buy a gift card there.
Yeah.
Or I think about if somebody likes jewelry, there's so many really wonderful boutiques in Annapolis and in Severna Park and so many other places in the county that have artisans who actually make the jewelry, right? So getting something, really customized and personalized. And I think, patronizing small businesses that way and when you think about your holiday shopping, I think is very important.
Yeah, definitely. What are some of the shops that you've been to recently that you like?
Well, let's see. Not giving away what I bought for some of the people.
Oh yeah, don't give away gifts.
who may be watching this. Let's see, the weekend after Thanksgiving, I hit up Side Street Framers and Franklin's Toys, both locations.
yeah.
Absolutely.
I've always been a big fan of Franklin's Toys. They, well, I'm a mom, so in past years we had lots of birthday parties to go to, and they do gift giving really well there. They have a gift wrapping service at both locations, so they're terrific. I also went to the Cottage, so I hit up that part of Severna Park during my what do you call it, Black Friday shopping. And I've also been hitting up a lot of the great boutiques in Annapolis. And they recently had Midnight Madness, I believe. But my idea of Midnight Madness was, staying up and surfing their websites for things I could buy online, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Even I went to the Franklin, actually on Black Friday, I ordered online for the Franklin's Toys location in Annapolis for my nephew.
Yep, it's terrific.
It's been awesome to see all of our local businesses that might not have had online ordering before that made that a part, and that is absolutely necessary during this time. I think we even talked about that on a podcast this year with Alexander Fakari of Mojo Creative Digital. We talked about the need for businesses to be online now.
And definitely switching over, and especially being able to kind of really broaden what they do, because sometimes when you just got a brick and mortar, you're really pumping in money and you're pumping into that. But now when you add on the web experience and you add on the mobile experience, I mean, it really opens up a whole new area, a whole new demographic of your business. So yeah, it's great. I have a quick question now for you, Rosa. You are the head of the marketing team, which everybody knows, but what would you necessarily give a person who, and I'm not going to name any names,
I know
but a person who, has been very loyal to you, who has, made great designs, just mind-blowing things, who has worked into the dead of night. What would you give that type of person for Christmas from one of the local shops?
Well, I would probably find a local art supply shop.
Ooh.
Yes.
I don't know if anyone's ever gone into an art supply shop, but it's really amazing stuff.
The best.
There's one in West Annapolis.
And a lot of it is, like high-end, markers and pencils and paper stock.
Yes.
So it could be a place that has high-end art supplies for a creative, graphically minded genius to shop for.
Yes.
What about somebody who spends all of their extra free time with their horse at a barn? How about that? Can we stump you there?
Well, I know that there are various equestrian and saddlery businesses around the county. I know one. There's one in Crofton. I'm sure there are a couple in Davidsonville and Edgewater and parts south of the county that I could probably go to find just the right thing for that equestrian-minded person on my list.
Oh, she's got it all covered.
It's so awesome. It's so awesome. And it's great to work with a person. I'm getting teary-eyed. It's great to work with a person like Rosa, who gives back not only to the community, but to her staff. And, I just want to say, I cry at night sometimes just thinking about the love that she's shown us and that she will show us. Right, Allison?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Well, I just want to say, and then let me just step back and just be a tad serious for the moment. The gift giving thing is also, it's, you guys are being modest because you and the rest of our team also want to give back to the community in addition to what we do to help businesses. And I'm the coordinator of our social service project for this month, and our team has adopted a number of families through the Anne Arundel County Department of Social Services through their holiday sharing program. And I just couldn't be more pleased. And it was something that staff said they really wanted to do. and really, brighten up the holidays for a number of kids and a number of families this holiday season.
Yeah, I'm so excited that we're doing that. I spent way too much time like online trying to find the perfect gifts for these kids.
Yes.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And then sort of on a funnier note, so I began my shopping around Thanksgiving week, and that weekend, the one thing I was frustrated about is I couldn't find a pie at any of the bakeries, and I just started too late. So everybody had all their orders pretty much done. I was calling up various bakeries, and I just missed the deadline. So, I'm hoping that my order will come in a little early for Christmas, so that I can, bring home some delicious cakes and pies for my roommates and I to celebrate Christmas.
There was a line around the building for Dangerously Delicious.
That's what I was going to say.
Oh,
I bet.
Yeah.
I called up one bakery and the woman apologized and she said, "I'm sorry, I'm going to have to put you on hold, but it'll take me a while to get back to you."
Oh,
but
wow.
That makes me feel so good.
Yeah.
That people were calling up their local bakeries.
Yes.
For these orders and you patronizing these businesses.
Absolutely. So
how do we move forward? What do we have to look for? Well, we have a lot to look forward to in 2021, but what are you guys looking most forward to? I'm looking forward to seeing everyone in the office again when the vaccines come and when we're all ready.
Yep. Absolutely. But also I'm excited and I look forward to continuing engaging a lot of the business, a lot of businesses that we didn't know of that we met this year. I mean, under very challenging circumstances, no doubt, but we hope that was the beginning of a relationship with a lot of these businesses. And I hope they know that, Anne Arundel Economic Development is here to help them in as many ways as that's possible through as many of the programs as we have. So I just think it's great that we were able to meet a lot of these business owners and sort of help them in the short term with some of these grant programs. But I'm hoping in the long term, we'll be able to have like a much stronger relationship where we can assist them in growing their business.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
How about you, Grayson?
Honestly, getting these kids out of the house and back into school.
I think a lot of parents sympathize with that.
Yeah, I mean, I think what I'm looking forward to, honestly, is just to really being able to take Zoom is great, but just being able to do the in-person, because there's nothing like being able to go into a business, hear their story, and then actually see how they've really created their own destiny. How you can actually walk through their place and see, one of the great ones, Red Lotus.
Oh yeah. Oh, that was a great one.
That was
Float Spa.
A float spa. And so once we were able to kind of go through and see everything, hear this story, it was amazing. It was amazing. So I'm ready to get back into the community physically and be able to just see all these businesses, because trust me, we've got a lot of businesses to cover. So yeah,
a lot of businesses and a lot of really cool stories.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And I just want to add on sort of a little bit of a brighter note. There have actually been a lot of business starts this year. And probably in January, we'll be receiving some information from our partners at the Maryland Small Business Development Center. They've been crunching the numbers from their various consultants and counselors on how many entrepreneurs have taken that next step and started their own business. So as trying as this economy has been, there are some really innovative and creative people that have seen niches that they could fill. And, that translates into starting their own business for a lot of people. So I'm excited to see those numbers, and even more excited to engage these people and to meet these new business owners and to see how we can help them.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's wrap up 2020 and move on to 2021.
Yes. Yes.
Absolutely.
Bright futures ahead. Bright,
Yes.
bright, bright
so.
futures ahead. So
I think so.
yeah, yeah. So if we wrap it up, Rosa, you have any words to our businesses, to our community?
Except to say, I wish everybody a healthy and happy holiday season. And I hope that the businesses that came to us this year, that we continue to talk with you and help you in the coming year. And just stay safe, everybody. And, you know, I'm so proud of this community and all its businesses and all its residents and how we're all pulling together through this time. And hopefully this time next year will be just a much warmer and wonderful place on the other side of this challenge that we're going through now.
Such a great message.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So happy holidays, everyone. As always, you can catch my ArundelBiz podcast on all of our social media channels on ArundelBiz.org. All of our social media channels are Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, on all of our audio podcasts as well. You can find us, we are where you are. So check us out, check out some of the really cool stories from the past year. And we've got a lot coming at you next year.
Yeah, absolutely. Everybody, that's it for us for 2020. Happy holidays, and we'll see you in 2021.
Yep.
Thank you.
Bye.